All right, semicircular canals. Again, in your this section might not be in your notes that you have in front of you. I realize that I usually just mention them, but they are actually pretty important to the inner ear and to our function as humans. So, take a spot that's a blank spot in your notes. At the end of one of those pages there, you can add some things to your notes. Now, okay, the semicircular canals are these structures here in the inner ear. Frozen? Right, the structures on the inner ear, and they basically look like, they're like this right here. I believe that there's 3 of them. Let me just see. Is it 3? Yeah, 3 tiny fluid-filled tubes in your inner ear. That's what the semicircular canals are. Okay, so if I'm not a great artist here per se, but let's say we have these tubes like this, and they're oriented in different ways. Okay, so we have kind of a straight up and down, we have a more sideways, and we have an off-axis one. So what happens is these canals are filled with fluid, and inside the tubes where the fluid are, there's also little tiny hairs. Okay, and little tiny hairs or cilia are an important part of your hearing, but also this particular part of your inner ear has nothing to do with hearing, but it has everything to do with your balance. Believe it or not, it's incredible how this little part of your inner ear helps connect your brain to balance. So gravity and how you are positioned, whether you're upright or whether you're sideways. I mean, if you go like this with your head, you turn sideways, you can definitely tell that something is wrong, that your side of your head is being pulled down to the ground. You know that you are not upright. You know that this is not up. You know that this is up, okay? Now, how do your semicircular canals factor into this? They help you keep your balance. Why and how? Because when your head moves around, okay, the liquid inside the semicircular canals sloshes around and moves the tiny hairs that line each canal. So you can take a moment to summarize that, just jot that down. Liquid inside, probably fairly viscous liquid, but it's liquid. And when your head moves, the semicircular canal moves, and so the liquid inside sort of like sloshes around. There might be even a little bit of a bubble that would settle at the top, right? An air bubble even for each one, so that there's some kind of grounding or basis for what is up. I don't know that for sure, but when the hairs move in a certain way, if the liquid goes left, your hair is going to go left as well, the little cilia. So that sends a signal to your brain that you are moving. And if the liquid is settling, or maybe the little bubble settles on the side of the tubes, it tells your brain that, hey, we are not upright, we need to change some things. So these hairs translate movement of the liquid into nerve messages sent to your brain. Okay? Your brain then can tell your body how to stay balanced. If you spin around and stop, now here's the thing, right? Have you ever played that game where you put your head on the baseball bat or something and you're spinning around the bat, or you close your eyes and someone spins you around and you hit the piñata or whatever. When you spin around like that, especially when your eyes are closed, you're not getting any visual clues. If you spin around like that and you stop spinning, as soon as they stop you, what happens? You're like this, right? You're trying to run somewhere, or you're trying to hit something, or so when your body spins around, that fluid really gets sloshing around in there, and even when you stop, for the few brief moments afterwards, that liquid is still moving, right? And it still is sending some signals to your brain that your brain thinks you're moving, but your visual cues and the time that it takes for all of those brain signals to kind of get back. Oh, we're slowing down. Oh, I think we're stopped. Okay, you're good. But it's kind of like you're dizzy afterwards, right? So that's all happening inside your ear. It's incredible. All right, so when you stop spinning around, the liquid inside still moves a little while longer. The hairs continue to send messages to your brain that you are spinning even though you're not. So I don't know what to highlight there. That's just kind of a little example. You can write down as much or as little as you want there. That's why you feel dizzy after a carnival or amusement park ride, or when you're doing some kind of crazy spinning game. It also should be mentioned too that if this fluid, the viscosity of this fluid, the nature of this fluid can also be changed too if you are consuming alcohol or if you are something like that. The reason why, people that have had a little too much alcohol to drink that are drunk, okay, the sobriety tests, right, on the road, can you walk the line? What's your balance like, okay? So if the, the chemical composition of this liquid inside your semicircular canals has been affected, and it is affected by alcohol largely. That's why people are like dizzy, like, oh, there's lots of things that alcohol affects your body, but one of the things is balance, right? You kind of like, you've seen people that have had a little bit too much to drink, right? And so that affects sort of the, this is my understanding anyways, I'm not a doctor, but it affects the viscosity of the fluid, the chemical makeup of that fluid, and so it doesn't react quite the right way. It's maybe a little thicker or whatever, and so it's sending some mixed signals to your brain. So if you move like this, your brain is not quite getting the right signal at the right time, and then you overcorrect, and then you go this way. It's like, whoa, wait, no, that's not upright, and oh wait, I'm trying to get settled here, right? So one of the ways that you are affected is kind of by the nature of this liquid inside your semicircular canals and the signals to your brain as well. So that's another thing that can affect that. Question?
So when you're dizzy and you get nauseous, does that have to do with that?
Okay, dizzy. What's the connection between dizzy and nauseous? That's a great question. I don't know all of the signals and all of the inner workings there, but it could actually be a result of your physical spinning, because you have acids and things inside your stomach as well. But yeah. The translation from your head to getting sick, like on an amusement park ride, part of it's from the physical churning, I'm sure, of your body, but part of it could be all the fast exchange of signals too. And yeah, like you guys realize that your like intangible things like stress and things like that can affect physically your body, right? Like your brain has a lot of power. It can send signals to different parts of your body. If you are extremely stressed, you can feel sick. If you're extremely sad, you can feel nauseous. If you're extremely whatever, it translates to physical as well. So it's not entirely physical, but I'm sure that there's part of those brain signals that can cause you to feel that way as well. So probably partly physical, partly brain signal. But it's a good question. You should look at that a little bit further. Like I say, I'm not a doctor, so I don't really know all the inner workings of that. But it's a great question. But there's connection to brain signals and physical function for sure. Anything else? All right. So if you're having trouble saying semicircular canals, semicircular canals, semicircular canals. There it is, right there. I can say it correctly. All right, and again, here's the diagram of the ear, and this is where they fit in the inner ear there. It's sort of attached to the cochlea here, so part of the inner ear.